Hello, I'm Aussie Villain, and welcome to episode 80. That's right, 80 of Raise the Halt. Since last episode, when we got off to a decent start in the Premier League, things have only continued to go well for us. First up, after the Wolves game, we had Bristol City. Now, we got a bit of a slow start, despite a second-minute goal. We're a little bit slow, believe it or not, to start. But once we really got going, more so in the second half, you can see 5-0 over Bristol City, 2 goals for Wilson, a goal for Felipe for Gonzalez, and Lee Cadden as well popped up with a goal. So that was a nice solid win, nice 5-0. Then we played Newcastle. We made really hard work of this, and we actually played better with 10 men. You can see Van Drongelen got sent off in the 73rd minute. Callum Mosley popped up in the 85th minute to tap home the winner for us. So that was a really good result in the end, especially being down to 10 men. Then we got our Champions League campaign underway, the defence, let's not forget, of our Champions League title. This was a solid and deserved win. You can see, again, we went down to 10 men. Tyrone Mings with a silly sending off. But Gonzalez got 2, the second of which was an absolute wonder strike. Look out for that in Goals of the Month into the episode. It was a worldie. Then we went and played Leicester City. Not our best performance, though we did probably just about shade it, just about deserve the 3 points, and Walter Gonzalez duly scored and gave us those points. Then we played Sheffield Wednesday. In the Carabao Cup. This is another solid performance from the kids. It was a well-deserved win. Callum Mosley, Jordan Cameron, and Anel Ahmedzovic popping up with a third in stoppage time to make sure we go through to the next round, where we will play West Brom at home in the fourth round of the Carabao Cup. And speaking of West Brom, that's who we have first up today. Then we have Copenhagen away in the Champions League. It's going to be a nice little away trip, that one for us, isn't it? So let's hopefully we can go to one of Europe's great cities and come away with 3 points. But first up, it's West Brom, and this is the team we're going with. Scolini in goal. We're going with Van Drongelen, Mings, and Kone. Magnanelli's a little bit susceptible to injury. We're just, you can see, resting him for this game. Make sure he's back for the Champions League. And then it means we can give Hand Daly a start on the left wing with Stemenkovic on the right. These guys are going to be wonderful attacking outlets for us. So it's the first time we get to see them both together from the start of a game. Lima and Luis Felipe in midfield with the Holy Trinity, Roberts, Gonzalez, and Wilson up top. Right, we can see the way West Brom is setting up. They're a little bit defensive, but you'd probably expect that. It says, what's his name? Revrov says challenge where they left off. I never really like to do that. Let's go out there, give the fans a performance, some calm faith. I should say, too, while we're doing this, is that Stemenkovic, I know if you remember, he had some interest in him from Real Madrid. He has a release clause in his contract of 112 million. He's agreed in principle a new contract, much inflated wages, but no release clause. There's no amount of money. He's the best right back in the world. So no amount of money is going to be worth it for us because we're just not going to be able to replace him. So more than happy. It's likely going to be a 5-year contract. 175 grand a week. There's a ball in here for Gonzalez. No, couldn't quite get on the end of it. So we've got him for the foreseeable future, which is wonderful stuff because he is quite a good. He is the best right back in the world. I think. I don't think there's many other contenders for that crown. Certainly not at his level. He's considered a world class player, and yeah, I mean we've seen him in action, haven't we? He is definitely that. Let's see what we can do here. Roberts has won that back for us. He's got a ball around the corner for Wilson. I mean, a Wilson flick on is not really what we're looking for here, is it? It's a nice ball in for Gonzalez. Can he get the finish? Oh, he can! I think it's Fraser Forster in goal. He's going to have some questions to answer here, isn't he? Because as good as build-up play as that was, as good a strike as that was, that's got to be saved, doesn't it? But that's not our problem. That is one for, I'm going to assume that Pardew is no longer there, just as in real life. But yeah, that is definitely one for the manager. And here we go from the corner. Horahan knocks it in. Nice to see him again, isn't it? Hopefully he'll be very generous to us in this game. We've sold a few of our old guys to the Baggies, haven't we? Because I'm pretty sure Keenan Davis went there as well. Oh, Johnny English. One of the great names of Football Manager, that Johnny English. I think when we sold the guy from Forest, Henry Lansbury, I think when we sold him on, he went to West Brom as well. Any other names that we recognise? I'll have to have another look. But yeah, of course, Horahan, we let him go was it the end of last season or 2 seasons ago now? Time flies when we're having fun, doesn't it? I can't even remember when it was we sold him. Must have been 2 seasons ago, I think. I think last year was our first season without him, wasn't it? Oh, it's not a good pass from James Wilson. He's won that back, though. Can he accelerate into some space? He can. Wilson, it's gone to Gonzalez! Wilson with a horrible pass, but boy, oh boy, did he make up for it. That's horrid. That's a horrid touch there. And he's just accelerated, and just when you think he's going to shoot, he probably should have, but he's laid it off. And Gonzalez, that's quite a finish, isn't it? It's about knee high on the floor, and he's just knocked it in for us. So that's 2 for Gonzalez, 2 for Villa, and hopefully now we will be on our way. We'll be able to do what, of course, Manchester United on the weekend were not able to do. I'll give him a concentrate here. That was a bit of a turn up, wasn't it? But I think congratulations for Manchester City. If there are any Manchester City fans that are watching this, it's well deserved. I don't think anyone can really say that that isn't a deserved trophy, deserved Premier League title for the team. Other way, please, Lewis. All right, we spread the ball nicely. That's okay. Got Lima now on the ball, building from the back. Roberts over the top for Wilson. No, the defender's there. Still with us, Felipe. He's going the right way this time, which is good. Nice little link up with Paddy Roberts. Out for Stemenkovic, in for Gonzalez. It's still there, Roberts! That's 3, and that is surely now the 3 points wrapped up. 32 minutes into the game. Stemenkovic with a nice ball in, a nice flick on. I thought Wilson was going to get there, but it's dribbled out, and Paddy Roberts could hardly miss, could he? But Stemenkovic, what were we saying about him being a world-class right back? Look at that. It's a shame he doesn't get the assist for that, actually, because that was a wonderful ball in. All right, can we go again here? Felipe up to Roberts. Roberts, it's a bit of an ambitious pass. Let's hope we haven't cost ourselves here. We do have men back now. We should be able to clear that. We can't, and Johnny English has tucked that away quite nicely. That's quite infuriating, isn't it? So let's give them a concentrate. It comes back again, doesn't it, to that Patrick Roberts pass. It wasn't really on. It was too easily cut out. I think he was probably trying to get it out to Stemenkovic, but it was just not it wasn't a good pass, was it? But that's quite the finish from Mr. English. So that dampens some of our party mode, doesn't it? Wilson's picked up a knock now. We might just look to take him off at half-time. We don't need any silly niggling injuries to last too long here. Despite the fact that they have got one back there, there shouldn't be a comeback here, should there? So we'll go, I think, an assertive, don't let your performance levels drop. We'll bring the boob on for Wilson. And then what we'll do is I'll just fix up some of these individual team talks. We'll edit that out and we'll come back for the second half. Okay, so you can see there, the boob on for Wilson. Like I say, I don't want any sort of, not that it would be a long-term injury likely, but if we take him off now, it might be a day or two, up to a week. If we leave him on, it could get to the 2, 3, 4 weeks, and that becomes problematic at that point. Hans Daly is off injured, so it's Josh Crampton time. All right, let's see what the young man can do for us. This is, I think, a Premier League debut for Mr. Crampton. So that's a big moment for him, isn't it? Big moment for the young man. Let's hope he can get a good performance out of him. Mr. Crampton wins that back nicely. Nice composed pass back to Golini. That's a good first impact, isn't it? So we'll take that. That's, of course, 2 subs gone now too. So we just need to be a little bit careful here and hopefully not pick up any more little knocks. What is going to come of this play? Johnny English, easily picked out by Luis Felipe, back to Mings. Can we build? Paddy Roberts, he's gone out to Stemenkovic. Can he get to the byline? He can. Can he pick out a teammate? It's Gonzalez in there. It's gone out. It's there again for the boob. Oh, not quite. Looks like Felipe's going to pick it up for us again. We're still on the attack here. Stemenkovic dinks it out to the back post for the boob. Oh, off the post. Oh, I thought we had a goal. All right, we'll give them another concentrate here. We just want to make sure that we keep our heads. Another goal for West Brom now, and it gets a little bit nervy, doesn't it? You get the sense they are just coming back into it a little bit here. Dislocated jaw for Hans Daly. That sounds like it could be quite a while, doesn't it? That sounds ridiculously nasty. All right, Luis Felipe for Paddy Roberts. He knocks one over the top for Stemenkovic. What a pass that is. Can he find a ball? It's the back post for the boob. He's surrounded. He's done well to get ahead on that. It's there for Stemenkovic. I'm not quite sure how we've... That's a wonderful pass from Patrick Roberts. I'm not quite sure what has happened here. It looks as though the Boobs won the header and Stemenkovic just whacks that in from a tight angle. That's quite the finish, isn't it? So did the Boob get the assist there? He did. So it was a Boob header. He's done really, really well to win that against two central defenders. Do we need to make any other subs here? We only have the one sub left, so we don't ideally want to make it if we don't have to. Let's give them a concentrate. Patrick Roberts over the free kick. It's knocked it in. No, it's not quite there. It's fallen back from him again. Can he knock it in? But Roberts! Oh, crossbar for Felipe! He's offside. Unlucky. It looked as... I thought he may have actually been onside then, but usually the offsides are pretty spot on the game, aren't they? It's not too often that they get those wrong. All right, I think at this point we can probably afford to make a sub. Felipe's looking tired. We will bring on Jake Doyle-Hayes for the last 5 minutes here. I think what we might look to do is play Dele Alli in the Patrick Roberts role, probably against Copenhagen. We should be strong enough. Copenhagen are not... They're not a powerhouse of European football, are they? So we should have more than enough to see them off. I mean, Dele Alli's hardly a basement option, is he? He's a very, very good / world-class player. So there's the ball out for Josh Crampton. Can he get to that? He can. Can he find a teammate? It's a decent cross in. Gonzalez! Oh, I thought it was going in, but it was coming straight back at us. But there it is, 4-1 against the Baggies. We will take that all day long. And I think we can be pretty happy with that. We'll go well done. We could be better, but let's not nitpick. Okay, 2 to 4 weeks for a dislocated jaw. Well, that could be worse, couldn't it? So we'll send him to a specialist. Wilson, it is just a day or 3, so we probably won't risk him against Copenhagen. We might give Callum Mosley a game, I think. But that's it. Wait right there and we'll be back for the Champions League. All right, here we go. FC Kobenhavn. You can see, despite being away from home, we are the favourites. And, of course, we did win our first game, which means we can go, potentially 6 points clear here if Sporting beat Lyon, but I think that would be a bit of a stretch. Now, let's have a quick look, too. I forgot to show you the Premier League table. You can see after 6 games, we are high-flying, undefeated with Liverpool. Manchester City's there 3 points back. And then look at the teams that have been challenging with us. Arsenal, 5 points back, and Man United, 6 points back. So we've got a nice little gap over the two that have been up there with us the last 3 or 4 years. Chelsea as well. So it's looking as though it could be promising, doesn't it? Certainly 6 points. 6 games, 18 points is a very, very promising start. But let's look at the Copenhagen game here and the team that we are going with. We're again trying to rotate, keep players fresh. So it's Golini in goal. Van Jongelen, Magnanelli comes back in along with Kone. With Daly's injury, it's going to be Alex play left wing with Stemenkovic down the right. Doyle Hayes and Joyce come into midfield with Ali, Cameron and Mosley, the attacking trio. Let's hope these guys are going to be enough to get us through. All right, Copenhagen going for the old-fashioned 4-4-2. This team should be good enough. We've more or less got our first-choice defence, and we know we have some very good attacking players in there. Rebrov says challenging to pick up where they left off. I don't like that as a team talk. All right, we'll say give the fans what they're expecting. We'll go with some passionate, we have faith. And Let's go. Come on, Villa. I do love the Champions League anthem ringing out. It's just a little bit special, isn't it? Especially when you're a team like Villa who will probably never hear it in real life. So we've got to get our wins where we can, don't we? It's a kickoff highlight, but it's not quite at the end of the field we would like it to be at, is it? There we go. Just a few nerves starting to jingle there. So let's give them some encouragement. We're 5 minutes in. It's more or less an even game. Very, very cagey, isn't it? Not much is happening. All right, Golini with a goal kick. He knocks it up. Cameron should be there. Can he win the header? He cannot. Second ball. We're going to get there eventually with Dele Alli. Knocks it out to Cameron. Cameron brings it down the chest nicely. It's a bad layoff, though. Early signs here are that we're looking a little sloppy, aren't we? Dele Alli, can he go and chase him down? We're just standing off a little bit too much, perhaps. We've got our high line, though, which is good. It just makes things a little bit more difficult for them if they don't want to knock something in behind us. And we know that we have some fantastic pace in our defence with Magnanelli. Oh, we're getting sucked into the ball a little bit there. This is not looking great. This is making me nervous. It's continuing to make me nervous. That's a nice little round the corner ball. Oh, look at this build-up play. It's wonderful. That probably deserved a goal. But yeah, not great. Let's give it a demand more now. Let's not muck around with that one. All right, Alex with the throw. It's gone in for Callum Mosley. Mosley knocks it in early for Cameron. Goal! We demanded more, and Mosley and Cameron have duly delivered. Look at that cross out of his feet from almost nothing. And Cameron, despite having two defenders, is just going to knock the header in neatly past the keeper. That's a little bit better. I don't necessarily know that we've been full value for that lead, but we have it, and we will hopefully cling on to that. Cameron's won the ball back nicely there, gets the... Oh, it's a bad pass for Dele Alli. Now, Ali's on a yellow card here, and when he's making sliding challenges like that, that's not great, is it? Can we with that? We can. Alex has done really well to cut that out. He's got an early ball up for Cameron. Cameron not completely blessed with pace, but he's not the worst. He's just sort of tripped over the ball there. Kone, we've had it to no one. Ali's in there. He's done well. He's got it back to Joyce. Joyce has knocked it out wide. It's there for Alex. It's a bit of a sort of first-time volley for Cameron. He's got Semenkovic outside him. He finds him. It's in the middle if he can find Mosley. Go on, Callum. Go on, son. Callum Mosley knocking them in the Premier League and now knocking them in the Champions League as well. Good little build-up play there from Cameron. Semenkovic overlapping, as he always is, and Mosley, he's looking more and more like Wilson every day, isn't he? Good old Callum Mosley. I wonder how he is standing in the line for an England call-up, because we know that Wilson is regular in the squad. I don't actually check, I don't know how many caps he has, but he gets called up seemingly every time, along with Roberts and with Dele Alli. But Mosley must be starting to get on the radar. I don't know if it's Southgate that's still manager. Here's another chance out for Alex, in for Cameron, down to Mosley. Oh, decent effort. Good save from the keeper. You just think maybe Callum needed to do a little bit better there. But there's a lot of defenders in the way that I don't know that there was one to necessarily place. It may have just been trying to get it, not into the man directly in front of you. Cameron's knocked that down nicely for Dele Alli. Oh, it's a wonderful pass for Callum Mosley. Oh, I think he might have been offside. He was offside. But a wonderful pass and a wonderful run. That would have been quite the goal if it had just been a little bit more clinical there on timings. Let's give them the concentrate. 2-0, as they say, is the most dangerous lead. We don't want to get too comfortable. If we can get in at half-time. We haven't been at our best, have we? For 47% possession. It's not ideal, but I can live with it. 2-0 is decent, isn't it? It's decent enough. So let's give them. Should we go calm, not happy? I think we possibly should. Dele Alli, I think we need to go an assertive, watch your step. Just the fact is he's looking motivated, a little bit fired up. Just maybe need to remind him of his obligations. If we can actually get another goal, we have Zila on the bench, who's very capable to play that position. I think at 3-0, we might even look to make that change, but we need to get there first, don't we? Just protect Dele Alli. We've had quite a few sendings off. We've already had 2 sendings off this season. We don't really need to go and get a third. As much as anything, as it means he's suspended for the next game, which just takes away options. We could just then look, obviously, to play him in the Premier League and bring Paddy Roberts in for the Champions League. So it wouldn't be the end of the world, but ideally, you'd like to have options in case Roberts picks up a knock or anything that can happen. All right, can we win this header? We can. We're not going to get the second ball. Oh, well done, Stemenkovic. Plays it off for Dele Alli. Can he play Callum Mosley in? It's over the top. Mosley is not quite in. He plays it off for Cameron. Jordan Cameron! That should have probably been a goal. Quickly back for another highlight. Alli to Joyce, to Alli to Joyce. Oh, he's knocked it past. It's a corner. Can we get something from the corner here? Not quite sure who's taking it. Is it Stemenkovic? Doyle Hayes. He knocks it in. Oh, it's gone out to the area for Dele Alli. Can he find a shot? He's got some space. Dele Alli! Oh, just past the post again. We are absolutely putting on the pressure this second half. We just need to find a way through for a third goal. So an action replay out to Dele Alli. Can he get another one this time? Oh, he can. It's almost a carbon copy. Kone has got to be offside, and he is. All right. Oh, here we go. At the other end, can we defend the set piece? It's in. It's knocked up. Kone's there. Can we launch a counter-attack? Dele Alli to Callum Mosley. And we know Mosley's got wonderful pace. We've got 3 men getting forward. Mosley, he hasn't done well there. That's okay, though. That's okay. We've got the ball back. Can Dele Alli find Mosley? He can. Can Mosley find a teammate? It's gone to Alli, out to Cameron. It's a little bit tight, isn't it? It's still gone for Stemenkovic. Can he pick out a cross? He can for Cameron! Oh, good save by the keeper. Stemenkovic again, just absolutely killing it down our right-hand wing. Look at these shots. We should have put this game well and truly to bed. We just cannot find the back of the net. All right, Joyce into Callum Mosley. He spreads the play once again out to Stemenkovic. Stemenkovic, can he get to the byline? He knocks it in early for Cameron. Suspicions of offside, according to the commentary. I didn't see it, to be honest. It was an early cross, so you may have forgiven Cameron. Oh, he's in front of the man there. Yeah, there was suspicions of offside, wasn't there? It was a little bit out of shot. We couldn't really see, but a wonderful early ball in from Stemenkovic, and Cameron has just dinked it in nicely. That's 3-0. That, I think, is enough for Dele Alli. We don't, as I said, need to risk him getting a booking. And you know what? I don't know if we need to make another change. Do we bring the boob on? Our front two are playing well, so let's just leave that as it is. The pressure's off Zilor. And another one of our young academy products into the Champions League. I'm not sure if Zilor played that game against Real Madrid. We had a final group game where we already had secured top spot. And we played a few of the kids. I can't remember if he played that game or not. Cameron's looking a little bit tired. Now I'm thinking we might just rest him. We'll bring the boob on. We'll play him as a complete forward. And then I think... Oh, we do have the crosses just at low, so that's fine. That probably should have been mixed, shouldn't it, if we had Cameron on, but it's not a problem. He got his 2 goals. He's earned himself a rest, and the other one we need to make is, and should have been probably the first sub we made, Stemenkovic. We don't need to risk him unnecessarily, so we'll bring James Bree on. And we lose some, obviously, but Bree is very capable. Okay, the boob with the corner, knocks it in. It's headed away. It's fallen for Zilor for Doyle Hayes. Oh. That probably should have been a goal as well. 21 shots, 15 on target. They have had none, and it's only 3-0. unbelievable. If you are enjoying this episode, do help people find the channel by giving it a thumbs up. It's greatly appreciated. There are no words for my appreciation for people who like and subscribe. It definitely helps me as I look to grow the channel into something that is semi-heard of among the Football Manager community. There's the ball for Callum Mosley. Our 2 Academy products, named after the supporters of the channel, as I'm waxing lyrical about them. Z-Law with a beautiful through ball for Callum Mosley, and he's tucked that away nicely. And I should say, too, anybody that does want to have one of the Academy products named after them, we don't want to have just generated computer names. We want to name them after you. So leave a comment, tweet me at Aussie Villain, and I'll look to get one of the good. We go 3-star and up, because 3-star is considered a good Premier League player. So we go 3-star and up Academy products, get them named after you, and you too could be like Callum Mosley and scoring twice in the Champions League group stage. But that was absolutely dominant. I don't think the score has done us any sort of justice there. But considering we got to rest some players as well. So there we go. Olympique Lyon has won their game as well. So that is going to put us clear top. Classy Callum Mosley. He was actually quite good, wasn't he? Even outside and just in general play. So let's have a look what that's done for the group. You can see we're clear top, a goal difference of +6. We've got a double header against Sporting coming up, and we can secure progression in that game. So let's have a look. That's it for this episode. We'll come back next time. I think what we'll do is we'll come back for Huddersfield in the league and Sporting in the Champions League, I think. We don't necessarily want to see both Sporting games, I think. So we'll do the away game. Who have been to Copenhagen, let's go to Lisbon. We've had some away trips, actually, haven't we? So that'll be next episode. Otherwise, thumbs up if you've enjoyed. Subscribe if you're new. I've been Aussie Villain. We'll catch you next time. And here are our goals of the month for September. Take care.
You're something special.